Hey everyone! Today we are diving into something really powerful, a technique for getting unstuck in pretty much any part of your life. It's a practice called focusing, and it was developed by a researcher named Eugene Gendlin. He basically discovered a skill that seems to be at the heart of all personal change, and then he figured out a way to teach it to absolutely anyone. All right, let's get right into this by talking about a feeling that I think we've all had. That feeling of just hitting a wall, of being tangled up in some kind of problem with absolutely no clear way out. I mean, you know the feeling, right? Maybe for you, it's a creative block or a really tough career choice that you just can't seem to make. Or maybe it's a personal relationship that just feels, well, stuck. You've got this inner tension, this knot, and you just can't make any forward progress. So when that happens, what's our first instinct? We go straight to our minds. We try to reason our way out, rationalize it, and just force our way through the problem. We think, if I just think about this hard enough, the solution has to pop up. And we usually cycle through the same handful of tactics, don't we? We'll lecture ourselves to just get a grip, we'll try to analyze the heck out of it, figure out the why, or we'll just try to ignore it, or even just sink into the feeling, hoping it goes away. But look at the common thread here. These are all head-based strategies, and the outcome is always the same. They just don't work. The feeling, that knot, it remains. And this brings us to a perfect case study from Gendlin's work, a sales executive he called Fred. Fred had this exact feeling, a literal physical knot in his stomach after an argument with his boss. And yeah, he tried all those mental tricks, but absolutely nothing could touch that deep physical sense of being stuck. So it's people just like Fred that really inspired Eugene Gendlin's research at the University of Chicago. He had this puzzle he wanted to solve. Why do some people in therapy have these huge breakthroughs while other people stay stuck for years and years? His answer was a total game changer. What Gendlin's team found out was really surprising. They saw that success in therapy had very little to do with the therapist's specific method or school of thought. The real difference was what the clients were doing on the inside. The successful ones, they had this unique kind of internal awareness that they were tapping into. And this internal awareness, it centers on something Gendlin called the felt sense. Now, this is super important. This is not just an emotion, like being angry or sad. It's the body's holistic physical grasp of an entire problem or situation all at once. A felt sense is, well, it's fuzzy at first. It's vague and murky. It's that unclear but meaningful sensation you get in your chest or your gut when you think about a whole problem. All the complexity, all the nuance is felt right there in your body, often way before you can find the right words for it. And the whole goal of focusing is to stay with that vague felt sense until it leads to something called a felt shift. This is a real, tangible, physical release. That knot in your stomach literally loosens up. And right along with that release comes a fresh insight, a new understanding, and a new step forward. Now, here's the best part. This isn't some special talent that only a few people have. It's a skill. It's a skill that anyone can learn. Gendlin actually broke the whole process down into 6 distinct steps, creating a kind of manual for accessing this inner wisdom. So this is the basic roadmap. You start by clearing a space, just finding a moment of inner quiet. Then you let that felt sense about a problem form in your body. The really key step is number 3, finding a handle, just one word or an image, maybe heavy or jagged, that captures the quality of that feeling. Then you resonate by checking if that handle feels just right. From there, you gently ask the feeling a question, and finally, you just receive whatever insight comes along with that physical shift. That asking step, step 5, is where the real magic happens. See, you're not asking your logical mind for an answer you probably already know. You're gently asking that murky, bodily felt sense a question, using your handle word, and then you just wait. You patiently wait for your body to give you an answer that feels new, an answer that creates that physical shift. So what happened with Fred? Well, he focused on that knot. He found a handle for it, the word inappropriate. When he asked that feeling, what is so inappropriate about this, the shift came. And he realized the problem wasn't just the argument, it was that his entire career felt inappropriate for his life. And that insight, that was what released the knot and freed up all this new energy to find a totally new direction. And this is what's so cool, because it shows that focusing is way more than just solving a single problem. It's really about learning a whole new way to navigate a world where the old rules and roles don't always seem to fit anymore. Genlin pointed out something that I think so many of us feel today. The old patterns for how to be a parent, or how to build a career, or even how to live a good life, they just don't quite fit our complex inner experiences. We have to find a way to create our own new, fresh patterns. So, this really presents us with a fundamental choice, right? We can keep trying to force ourselves into these fixed external patterns using just our intellect. Or we can become what Gendlin called pattern makers, drawing on our body's own holistic wisdom to create new, authentic ways of living that genuinely fit who we are.
And that leaves us with one final and, I think, pretty provocative thought. We spend so much energy trying to think our way forward. But what if the real answers, the actual next steps for our lives, our careers, our relationships, what if they aren't in our heads at all? What if they're already waiting in that quiet, murky, wise place inside our bodies, just ready for us to learn how to listen?